Whether it makes you laugh, cry, scream, or fly, there's a song for every emotion. We're Mike and Priya, and we talk about the songs that make up the soundtrack to your life, because life is in the lyrics.
Hola, mi amigos. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Está bien? Huh? ¿Sí?
What the hell's that?
I'm just trying to be more inclusive and acknowledge all our listeners from all around the world.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm welcoming them all in.
Are you going to do all 35 countries?
Yeah, I thought you were
Yeah?
going to say 35 languages, and I was going to say, I think there's more than that, Mike.
No, the 30,
yeah.
however many languages.
I'll do one per episode.
One per episode? Okay,
Yeah.
let me just pull up
Is Japan on that list?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, irashaimase, sumimasen. No, that meant welcome and excuse me.
Yeah, that's a good start to the podcast. Welcome and excuse me, because it's going to go like...
Excuse me for everything that follows.
Yeah.
It's what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, great. I don't know any other languages.
Oh.
So
But you know British.
I know British. Yeah.
Can you
but
say
that's
hello to the
English.
British folks?
Oh, hello, love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, ASA.
What?
ASA.
Well, sorry, excuse me, what?
Doesn't say, hey. Oh, no. What would ASA mean? What? I don't know. And then what's another British? I don't know. I can't think right now.
I like it.
But,
What about the guy from Shagged, Married, and...
Shagged, Married, Annoyed?
Yes.
Oh, I can't really do his accent because they're...
is so particular.
Yes. They're from a part of England. They have a really... Yeah, we were talking about this, right? They have certain slang words like bane for child. The bane, like the baby.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
And I think in Scotland, they say the bairn.
The bairn?
Maybe. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't really have... Do we have any lingo in Canadian language?
Well, we say a. And
Yeah.
well, sure, we have all sorts. I think other people know. Sorry.
That's an ism.
Sorry. Yeah, people notice it when they visit. I don't think we notice that we have slang. Like we call it a toque, and in the States, I think they call it a beanie.
A beanie,
right?
Okay, yeah.
That's a stupid word for a
Yeah,
hat.
but it's just. I think one of the reasons why I really enjoy these British podcasts is because of the accents, and the slang, the lingo that they use.
I know.
So funny.
Don't you think they think the same thing when they hear
us?
Well, not us particularly, but I mean like Canadians, because they probably think, I love the way those Canadian people sound. That's not good, but something along the lines.
ASA.
There you go. Ba-dum-bump.
All right. Well, how are you this week, my love?
I'm doing. Oh, that's so nice.
My
of you
love,
to say.
my dear.
I'm doing. He's happy because guess what Mikey's drinking. Mike, you did introduce me to a new term that we're going to try and bring into the Canadian lexicon, which is lush.
Oh, lush. Yes.
Rosie Ramsey.
It's Chris and Rosie Ramsey.
Yes.
And Rosie always uses, well, they both do. They always use the word lush. They always say, oh, that's lush.
I like that. And that means it's like very like, it's posh. It's good.
Yeah, or pretty or gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna say that when we see
I'm
something.
lush.
You are lush.
You're lush.
My lipstick is lush
Your
today.
lipstick is lush.
Can we tell them the other thing that you learned on that podcast today that was a little disturbing?
What was?
About the wide one.
Oh, yeah. So there's this other term they use where they say, she said, somebody was talking, they have a segment in their show. Here we are advertising this other podcast, but you need to listen to us, little listeners.
Right.
But Shagged, Married, Annoyed is a very funny podcast.
Very hilarious.
And they were talking about something someone had written in, a listener had written in, and their listener's note, she was bragging about something, and Rosie said, oh, go on then, go and get a wide one. And it was like, a wide
her husband,
one?
Chris says.
And he explained what a wide one was. And a wide one is, apparently in this British slang, is the equivalent of a guy getting a hard-on.
Right.
And so they use that term, apparently.
Okay.
When they say, oh, don't get so excited, you get a hard on. And it's don't get so excited, you get a wide one.
Yeah.
A wide one referring to the female anatomy getting
right. And then
wider.
Okay, that's the part that I was like, what does that mean, a wide one? I thought maybe she was saying a wet one, but it was just in her accent.
No.
But then Chris asked, well, why do you call it a wide one?
Well, he says, I haven't heard that saying in a long time. And I don't even know if we can say it on the podcast or something like that.
Right.
And so he explains to the listeners what a wide one was if they didn't know. And a wide one is when apparently Rosie said when females get excited, their vagina gets wider.
I don't know if that is anatomically the correct explanation. Like, I don't think it, I think
I got nothing to say to this.
I
am the least experienced person in this room, especially.
Yeah, I think the labia does plumpen from the blood rushing down there, similar to what happens to a man.
Okay.
But I don't know that the actual entry point widens.
Again,
okay.
Cannot comment on that. No idea.
Let's move it along.
Now, Priya, I believe there's a Priya culpa.
This is a huge Priya culpa.
Is it?
Okay, this is a real major Priya culpa. Let me read to you an email we received from a listener. Okay. Hey guys, I think you got your wires crossed when discussing the Rolling Stone list. There is only one Dylan song there, in brackets, number 60, things have changed, and no Beatles. Maybe you were thinking of the best songs of all time list, where surely there would be lots of Dylan and Beatles? Otherwise, fun episode, even if I hadn't heard of most of the top songs. And Get Your Freak On is not the best song of the 21st century. I might opt for Lord's Royals. Interesting perspective. And I think that song was on the list somewhere.
Interesting perspective in the first part and the second part?
The first part was totally, absolutely accurate, because I remember even in the episode we were talking about, how could the Beatles be on this list as part of the 21st century? And then we had a very embarrassing conversation about when the 21st century started.
Yes, we did.
And
so this is not just a Priya culpa.
That part of it.
This is a Micah culpa as well, because I am just as thick as you are. When it came,
not so
I was
lush.
like,
not so lush.
No, not lush there. We were not lush.
No.
It was very odd because
Egypt.
I'm like, this is weird. How could they be in the 21st century? The list started in the year 2000. So anyways, little listeners.
Sometimes our extensive research is not as extensive as we think. That was a complete misdirect. So just ignore.
Okay.
Ignore all of that.
Yeah. We're just going to move on. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Have you started going back to the gym now that your neck is better?
Yes. Well, remember, I had gone back to the gym and I was going regularly, like twice a week. And then I did something to my stupid ankle. I'm wearing an ankle brace, which I've been wearing under my sock for the last week and a half. It just twinged slightly, but enough so that even walking the dogs was problematic.
You went to the gym.
I did.
And then you hurt your neck after you got out of bed really fast because Danielle was yelling at the dog.
Yes.
And then
you remember a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay,
now the next thing to get in your way of going to the gym is your ankle.
Yes, but I did go. I went to Pilates on Sunday because I was like, I can do Pilates because most of it is lying on our back. And I can do a lot of things for a long time lying on our back. Okay, it wasn't all lying on your back. Sometimes you're lying on your front.
Okay.
And there's there's a significant amount of like planks, which is taking a long time. I have very tiny wrists. Anyway, so I did go back to the gym.
Good, okay.
Yes, but I have not been able to resume my regular full-on activities.
Okay. Because I was going to ask you, this phenomenon, and little listeners, if this happens to you as well, please write in and let us know. Why is it that just as the night is winding down, just as you should be getting like ready for bed, I don't know if you get this way, but I'm like, I'm so motivated to get healthy and I'm going to eat healthier tomorrow. And no, I'm thinking about these things. I'm like, you know what? As I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like, you know what? Tomorrow's the day. I'm just I'm going to cut out all the junk food and I'm going to eat healthier. And I am going to go to the gym more often. That's what I'm going to do. I'm really motivated. I'm looking at myself shirtless thinking, you could do better, right? Like you could be healthier.
Right.
But it's always super motivated just before I go to bed. And then when, you got to get up, and I usually go to the gym early in the morning.
I know you do.
I lie there and I'm like, what excuse can I come up with?
But you go. Exercise? You wake up at like 5 a.m. or some ungodly hour.
Yeah. But so you don't have that experience?
Listen, first of all, I just want to ask you, I think it's amazing that you're thinking about being more healthy. Do you want to have a sip of your gin and Dubonnet?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay.
Do we want to just pause for that for a second? Just the idea of, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm curious, as you have those thoughts at night, where does the gin and Dubonnet fall into this
whole thing?
This whole plan?
Well, I'll let you know,
please,
Priya.
Please.
As I have confessed on this podcast before, I can't drink the way I used to.
Right.
Right? We went out this past weekend. I had 3 beers and I had a cocktail to start. I was so hungover on Sunday.
Okay.
I don't drink during the week, typically.
What night is it tonight?
At the time of recording, it is Wednesday night.
Okay.
Knowing that we are recording, I thought I would pour myself a gin and Dubonnet to kind of loosen things up.
Oh, so you're blaming the podcast for the...
I am blaming you.
I see. Oh, just to get you through the hour.
We are in a small room and the door is closed and we're going to be here for a while.
Nobody's coming to save you.
I need the juice to get me through.
No one's coming to save you now. Okay. Well, listen, I do think about the getting healthy for sure. Not at bedtime.
No?
No, I'd say the thoughts going through my mind at bedtime are, let's see, I don't know if I have so many thoughts. I'm usually listening to a bedtime podcast.
Okay.
Which is usually a history-based.
Many thoughts.
So I'm trying not to think. I listen to those podcasts so that I don't start having like a, what do they call that?
Rumination?
No, they call it, they have a name for it, like something brain, like when your brain is just constantly going. So I'm trying not to do that.
Okay.
So I try to turn my brain off and just listen to something that is going to help me do that. One of the things, actually, this is something cool, that on Apple Music, if you look at the sleep category, they have a lot of sleep playlists that are ambient music and classical piano and all this stuff. But then they have 2 playlists that I listen to fairly regularly. One is by Post Malone.
Oh.
It's basically his song Circles. It's repeated over and over and over again, and every time the song is repeated there are fewer vocals, and it sort of like takes the vocals out of it and kind of makes it a little more dreamy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it. I never would have thought, listening to that song on its own, that this would be a good lullaby.
How does that song go?
Da 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 da. I got the right side now, something like that. Da 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 da.
You don't know all the lyrics.
I don't know all the lyrics.
Because they keep stripping them away.
I'm trying to actually pull it up here. Sorry. It doesn't have the lyrics, but so Circles is the one that he does, and they have how many versions of it? They have 19 songs. Okay?
Wow. Okay.
So I can't even remember. I don't know how awake I am even halfway through, but it is such a cool idea that basically it just fades out. And the other one is Wonder by Shawn Mendes.
Oh.
And that's also very cool. So it starts out very majestic with all the vocals, and then it just sort of trims the vocals down. And they're very soothing.
How many versions of
Wonder?
Wonder.
There are 20.
20. Huh. I wonder if that... I wonder. I wonder if the science behind that is it takes about 20 songs. I guess it depends how long each song is, right?
Yes. So his version, the Wonder mix, is 1 hour.
Okay.
And then the Circles mix is just over an hour. I think it's like an hour and 5 minutes.
Okay. So they figure maybe it takes about an hour for people to fall asleep when they're listening to this, or when this is playing.
Yeah, and I guess that's probably accurate, because like I say, I can never remember the last. I don't know what I should actually start with the last 4 or 5 songs tonight and see how it goes. But it's very cool. So I'm always trying to turn my brain off, not think about things.
Being motivated to do stuff.
No.
All right. Okay, so maybe it's just me, or maybe it's little listeners as well. Little listeners, write in and tell us.
Here we go. Here comes the plug.
Let us know if you, at the end of the day, as you're getting ready for bed, have this kind of inspiration to be better the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How can you do that? You can slide into our DMs on Instagram at The Little Podcast.
Yes.
Or you can email us at Gmail, and that is lifeisinlyrics@gmail.com.
Yes. Now, we did get a message from Vi, and
What
she
did she
sent.
say?
Did you not see it?
I don't know.
She sent a reel.
Oh, okay.
So this is a reel by some indie musicians, and it's their unveiling of a new song.
Okay.
But she didn't make any comments. She just sent the reel.
Okay.
And so I asked her, "Hi, are you a fan of this duo?" And she saw that question yesterday, and she has yet to reply.
That sounds like Vi.
So I was just wondering, I think it might have been relating to perhaps we were talking in a recent episode about not every artist is necessarily trying to become the next Beyonce or Beatles. Like maybe they have different levels of stardom or success that they measure themselves by. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because that's so classic my mom. Vi is my mom. And that's such a classic thing for her to do with technology. She'll send clips about something, or she'll send emails, and she'll just send
no explanation.
No explanation. They'll just be like
no
a
setup.
Link to something or whatever.
Yes.
And I keep saying to her, when you send stuff like that, it comes across as junk mail or clickbait or whatever it's called. Like
that's what I thought at first, because I was like, there's the reel, so you can see the photo image of the reel, but then underneath that, there's also a link, a Facebook link, and I was like, I'm not clicking on that.
That sounds like
because I don't know if it is really from your mom or not.
Oh, Vi, bless you and your cotton socks.
Yeah. Okay, so you asked me how we're doing.
Yeah,
and
how are you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing fine, but I realize that most of the time I am on this podcast pretty much unfiltered.
It's true.
It's true. But when we were in the car, I picked you up.
No, it's true.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love you.
Do you guys know who sings that song? Actually, do any of us know who sings that song?
It wasn't Milli Vanilli.
Because it wasn't Milli or Vanilli.
Yeah.
But I picked you up from work today.
Yes.
And then we got out of the parking lot, and then Mike said something, and then it led to me saying something, and then Mike said, "You can't say that on the podcast." And I said, "But why not? Because I'm Indian and she's Jewish." And he said, "You can't say racist things on the podcast, even if you're from that race."
Yes.
So that's my story, folks. And let me tell you, the actual story was a whole lot funnier. But
you know what? You probably could say it, but
I know people might get offended.
It's very hard to gauge.
Don't you think your mom gets offended every time I talk about sex? She's probably like la 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 la.
I don't think my mom gets offended by that.
Oh, but she has commented on it before in the past. Maybe now she's used to it. I've numbed her to it.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes, like Pavlov's dog. She's just used to it.
Yeah.
Well, not like Pavlov's dog, but you know, like what's that? I've groomed her in a terrible way.
This is getting worse.
It's
and worse.
getting worse. No. Oh my God.
No, I don't think my mom. Well, I really don't think she'd be shocked.
Okay.
I don't think she's shocked by your sex talk.
Yeah.
Your TMI.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, is there any more for any more, as Jordan North would say?
I mean, yeah, I did have. Well, why don't you tell us what's going on with you?
Not much has happened. I mean, okay, I do have something.
Okay.
Right now, it is November 26th.
26th, right? Yes.
Yes. So we are just a few days away from beginning of December, which means
it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
That, yeah. And it is party season,
right.
Holiday party season. And at work, each unit, they typically have their own party. So you get invited to all of these holiday parties. I actually had one to go to, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be there for sure. And then this afternoon, I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like, we have recording today.
Oh,
that's why I texted you.
Oh, right.
So missed out on the first one, which I'm totally fine with because I have another one tomorrow.
Okay.
And then 3 next week.
Oh boy, are these all work parties?
3 of them are work parties, and then there's one on the weekend. There's actually 2 because you're hosting a cookie exchange. So it's like the onslaught of holiday parties, which actually, as I'm talking about it, is all the more reason to be motivated to go to the gym.
Oh, yes.
Because it's going to be a lot of indulgence.
Very true. A lot of indulgence, a lot of drinks.
A lot of sweets.
Lots of sweets, yes. Oh, man, it's my favorite time of year. You can eat all of that stuff.
The most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah. You can just like be a glutton. and then just be embarrassed about it and shame yourself about it all January.
Everybody else is indulging in the gluttony, though.
I know.
So there's
no
shame.
We all are ashamed of ourselves in January.
Yeah.
So, we're all in this together is what I'm saying.
We are. We're all in this together.
I did want to say, so I have a song to play.
Okay.
And it does lead into the discussion of our topic today. So we'll be right back.
Okay. Huh.
Okay.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. So you at first thought that was Beyonce.
Yes. It sounded. When the song started, I thought it was. It did sound Beyonce, and it had a Beyonce kind of vibe to the whole song.
Yeah, it does have a bit of that
very gospel-y.
Very gospel-y, sort of R&B power ballad. Yeah. That was actually Kelly Clarkson's Me on her most recent album, which was Chemistry, released a couple of years ago. Okay. Have you listened to that album?
No.
Did you even know it was out?
No, I did not.
It's a great album. It is post her breakup with her husband, and a lot of the songs, well, it's very autobiographical of what she went through, and there are some real bangers on that album. What'd you think of that one?
Wow. Yeah, definitely very narrative. And so this came out when?
2023.
Oh, wow. Okay. So 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So how did you come across this song?
Well, I knew this album because I had, somehow it had come across
Came to your attention?
It came to my attention like a year ago, and I remember playing some of the songs for Danielle because she's not a huge Kelly fan, but she liked some of the songs that I played from her here. And as I was doing my research for this week's episode, and the topic for this week is
sophomore albums.
Yeah. And specifically, we're looking at sophomore albums that were better than the first or, didn't fall into that whole sophomore slump.
Okay.
And Kelly is on my list. And so then I was just like, why don't I listen to Kelly enough?
Yeah.
Sometimes this is funny because the other day, Danielle and I were doing some
You're
baking.
on a first name basis with her.
Kelly and I, Danielle and I were doing some baking, and I was like, well, do you have any music requests? And she's like, no. And we were both kind of like, couldn't think of anything to play. Like, could not think of anything to play.
Okay. Can I ask you a question about that? Why do you think that is?
I do not know, because there are always artists that I'm listening to on the radio and I'm like, I got to listen to George Michael's albums again. I got to listen to this. I got to listen to that.
But when you listen to music at home, are you usually listening to like Spotify, like these streaming systems that already have playlists set up?
Sometimes. Usually I will play an album or like essentials of an artist.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll listen to like country hits or pop hits or
okay, but those are mixed song lists, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And those are song lists that are pre-made by
somebody
Apple.
else. Okay. See, that's where I was kind of going. I think that's one of the side effects of all of these streaming systems.
I know.
Is that you have so many options and there are all of these playlists. You're being fed clusters or groups of things. Right. And it's basically stripping us from being able to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, we're both standing there and we're like, what can we listen to? So I started listening to some of Kelly, and I just thought, this is an album that really didn't get much attention. And this song specifically I chose just because I have two girlfriends who are going through some relationship stuff. One is 5 years into a relationship and is kind of questioning, should I stay or should I go? And the other one who's at the beginning of a relationship, but there's a lot of already red flags coming up.
Okay.
So I just thought this song was a very perfect kind of reaction to, when I hear them talking about their stuff, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm really glad I'm not in either of their positions. And I just feel like this song kind of
song for them.
Encapsulates me for now.
Dedicating it to them then?
I'm dedicating it to kind of all the women who are like, yeah, you don't need somebody who makes you feel small or who feels small standing beside you. To hold me.
Don't need somebody to
something
me. Yeah.
But it is a great song.
It kind of like the lyrics also kind of reminded me of that Miley Cyrus song.
Oh.
Like that theme.
Right.
I could buy
Flowers?
myself flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had that whole kind of like female independence.
Yeah, sort of very empowering, like I don't need you. I'm happy on my own. I'm strong on my own. Anyways, that was my song that leads us into this week's episode.
Yes. Well, we decided
boy.
that for the first few episodes of our second season, we were covering second acts in a variety of ways. And this week, we're talking about second albums.
Holla!
Holla!
I don't know why I did that.
Don't know
I
why
just
you
wanted
did
to
that
answer.
either. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, it's interesting that you brought up Kelly Clarkson because part of what I wanted to talk about were some of the artists that I like. I don't subscribe to these streaming services, so I download albums. So I was going through my music on my Apple.
But you have Apple. Oh, I see.
No, but
so
those are albums I buy
right. Okay.
and I download.
Okay.
Yeah, so I own these downloads.
Okay.
I don't subscribe on a monthly basis.
Right.
And one of the things that I have in my notes is like there are several artists that I thought, I'm going to pick some artists that I have several albums, and Kelly Clarkson is one of them.
Yes. Should we start with her since we've already led into it?
Yeah, but I think before we do, we should talk about what sophomore means.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The Google. The word sophomore comes from two Greek roots.
Okay.
Sophos, meaning wise,
Oh.
and moros, meaning foolish.
Huh.
It's a playful mix
Okay.
that shows, and again, the context is usually, it's the word sophomore, that context is primarily around education, students, right?
Yes.
And so it says it's a playful mix that shows students at this age know more than before, but still have much to learn.
Interesting. Okay.
So you can see how that relates to artists that have released their first album. So they have some experience.
Right.
They released their second album. So they've got the experience of the first, but they still have a long road ahead of them if they have that kind of longevity.
Okay. That's a very cool. I had no idea the etymology of the word, but that is very cool. The sophomore slump, it's a common term in music and in film and TV.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about that in the musical realm and about albums that defied the sophomore slump. Obviously, there are tons of them, but we each, I think, picked ones that resonate with us.
Yeah. When you Googled, were you surprised at how, what came up to the surface?
I was.
And okay, so what was your view on what?
Well, I just thought, okay, there's a lot of albums here that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
A lot of like rock, metal, those are genres. I mean, I do love classic rock, but I'm not well versed in it. Like I couldn't tell you that that Aerosmith had a really great fourth album, or I couldn't name any of their albums, right? I couldn't name any of, I think Metallica and a lot of those kinds of bands came up. I think AC/DC came up and I was like, like crickets for sure. I was like, I got nothing to say on any of these because I don't know any of these albums. I probably would know one song off of each of them. So that kind of shocked me. There weren't more.
Me too.
Yeah.
And very few pop artists were referenced.
Right.
Adele, Amy Winehouse. Well, I don't know if Amy Winehouse is
really
pop,
pop,
but
but
yeah, like those were two that came up.
And
Yeah.
Kelly.
Oh, was Kelly on the list?
Kelly's album did come up because they said that, well, we'll get into it.
Okay.
And should we get into it?
Well, some of the other ones are the like big, obvious ones. Nirvana,
Yes.
Nevermind.
Yes.
That album was massive. And the thing about Nirvana, Dawn is a big Nirvana fan.
Okay, that surprises me.
Never liked Nirvana. Nirvana, that surprises you for Dawn?
Yeah, it does.
Oh no, he loves all that kind of stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah. And I never got that music. I would like that whole grunge thing was so odd for me.
Yeah.
It
wasn't my fix.
Yeah.
Didn't really.
But Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory?
Yes.
That was another one. And now that was a huge album and I did love that album. Yeah.
And that was on my list because I know a lot of the songs. I mean, just 4 great songs from that album that we will get to if we want to touch on that later. But let's start off with our girl Kelly.
Okay, well, before we do that,
good God.
I know. I just wanted to give you, I mentioned Adele and Amy Winehouse, and I wanted to give you a fun fact.
Okay, I do like fun facts.
Fun fact. Did you know that Adele and Amy Winehouse both attended the Brit School for Performing Arts?
I did not know that.
Yes, they did.
How far apart were they?
I think Adele was a few years after Amy Winehouse, but they did meet. Yeah.
Wow. They did meet, and what happened in that meeting? Do we know anything?
I think it was after, after they had both were moving on, and Adele was from what I read, Amy Winehouse had inspired Adele to write her own music.
I can see that. Different genres, but both with very singular voices, like voices that are just iconic and immediately recognizable.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
Mike.
There we go. 2 artists that are whose second albums were amazing. Their sophomore albums were amazing.
And I think I would like to talk about Amy's album later, but shall we start with our girl Kelly, Mike?
Kelly, yes.
For the 7th time.
Okay, Kelly Clarkson, Breakaway, 2004.
2004.
Fun fact.
Yes.
Did you know that it was Whitney Houston?
Yes, I did.
That invited Kelly Clarkson to record Breakaway.
Yes.
And what movie was that?
It was an animated movie. What movie was it?
No, it wasn't animated.
What movie was it? I did look this up.
Princess Diaries 2.
Oh, right. Was that with Anne Hathaway?
Mm-hmm.
Was she in the second one?
I don't know. And Whitney Houston co-produced that song.
That is correct. The Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement.
That is correct. I have to look it up and make sure, because the two of us can lead each other down a black hole of
incorrect
information.
Falsehoods.
Yeah.
Falsehoods.
Yeah.
Yes. And did you also know, because I think we both got the same source here, the song was written by Matthew Gerard, Bridget Benenati, and Avril Lavigne.
Oh, I did not know Avril Lavigne was tied to that.
Yes. And it was initially written for her debut album, Let Go, but it was deemed unsuitable for the album's themes at the time.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Very cool.
But I can picture Avril singing that. And I wonder if there's been a version of her singing that, because I can hear it in her voice, in that sort of rocky voice that she has.
Yeah, yeah. I think Avril Lavigne, she's one of those artists where, and we've talked about this in previous episodes, where artists kind of disappear.
Mm-hmm.
But she's actually never disappeared from the music industry. She's written tons of songs for other artists.
Okay, I didn't know. Oh, for other artists. But has she continued to record her own music?
She has. She has done some recording, but she's done a lot of writing for other artists.
Right.
So, yeah, that's great. Another
Very
Canadian.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what did you think of this album? And were you a fan of hers before this album? Like, did you watch American Idol?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was on the, when American Idol first came out, and that was the first season, right? She was the winner of the first.
Was the first ever.
Yeah, I was a fan.
Yeah.
I was totally a fan.
Do you remember,
I have many of her albums.
I love her. And that's what I mean. Like, when I'm sometimes thinking of what can I listen to? Who can I listen to? I don't know why she never comes to my mind, because her catalog is quite extensive. And she has songs from different genres too. Like, she does a lot of country duets. Yeah. People like Chris Stapleton and Brett Eldridge and all sorts of people. And then she's very pop, but pop rocky. She's got some, like, Breakaway has some very rock leaning. Do
you remember that condo you had on Peter in Wellington? And
because I lived there for 10 years. Yeah, I do remember it. Okay.
And you're such a bitch.
Like, I don't. What do you mean? Do you remember?
And it's because I'm trying to put the pieces together in my head. Okay. I used to come to your place all the time, and we used to watch American Idol.
Oh my God!
American Idol and Survivor.
That. Really?
Yes.
Were they back to back on Thursday
Prison
nights?
Break.
Oh well, I do remember Prison. Who doesn't remember?
We used to watch those all the time.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So you don't remember?
No.
Because we used to watch this season of.
Oh, I would like to say
American
yes, but I don't.
You don't remember?
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah. Did Breakaway have Since You've Been Gone?
Yes. Since You've Been Gone, Because of You, Breakaway, and then one other song on that album.
Behind These Hazel Eyes?
There is a version of Avril singing that song, by the way. So I just looked that up.
Okay.
I would like to.
Little Miss ADD.
Sorry. Just because I was trying to think of the song from the album. But anyways, Behind These Hazel Eyes is also a good one. Those are the 4, I think, big songs from that album. What I liked about looking into this album was how much control she started to take over her career.
Yes. Did you end up going down the rabbit hole?
I did a little bit.
Holy smokes, so did I.
Yeah.
I knew that there was some tension with her and Clive Davis, but I had no idea what it was really about.
Right.
Like I had a sense that there was some creative differences, but I hadn't realized just how contentious it got.
Well, I think like when you think about it, she comes off of the first season of this singing competition. Nothing like that has ever been done before, but it's a massive success. And then she has to record the song that both her and the other guy, Jordan, what was his name?
No, it was
it started with J, didn't it?
Was it the guy with the curly hair?
Curly
Justin.
hair.
It was Justin something or other.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she went on a tour.
Justin Guarini, was it? Justin Guarini?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so she had to fit in the mold of the record deal that came as part of the winner's package, right?
Okay.
So she had to sing the song.
I never really understood what was involved with that.
Well, so what you win with, at least in the beginning of American Idol, was you won a recording contract, like an album deal with, I don't know, Interpol Records or some record label, which Clive Davis was behind at that time. Or was he only on her second album?
He signed, from what I read, he signed her after she won, but was she did something before that though, didn't she?
Yeah, because she had her first
album. She had
album
a contract, I guess.
that came out of that. American Idol. She had her first album came out of American Idol, and it included the song "A Moment Like This," which was the song.
She sang that. She cried. Yeah.
Do you remember her and Justin both had to sing their own versions of that song?
Yeah.
And then so she won, and so she was tied into this album. But then for her second album, she wanted it to sound more like the music she wanted to make.
Right.
And that's when it got really contentious.
Right.
And they didn't want her to write her own material.
Songs, yeah.
They wanted to really kind of match her with writers and producers, and she kind of took some ownership. And thankfully she did, because she came out with a really amazing album.
Did you read anything about recording since you've been gone and how they flew her to
Sweden,
Sweden for Max Martin and Dr. Luke?
Yeah.
Did you read about that?
I didn't read much. I read that that's where they sent her.
Yeah.
But what happened?
Well, she there's some articles that are documenting what her version of events were, because Clive Davis came out with a memoir and he relayed his understanding or his memory of what had happened. And she ended up going to the media, or the media picked up that she had a very different view on what happened. Clive Davis's version was that he fought to have that song put on the album, and her view was that he hated it and didn't want it on the album. Yeah. So, and then there's a lot of other stuff around it, but
isn't it funny how people remember things? Because even in this podcast, sometimes we've remembered things, and then we've come back and we're like, I don't think we remembered that correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of her ever since her American Idol days.
Yeah.
And I've seen her a couple of times in concert. She's amazing in concert. I saw her at Massey Hall.
That would
And it was an amazing concert. Yeah. Shout out to Melissa and Jody, who I know are little listeners.
Yes.
And they went to the concert with me.
Oh, man, that must have been a good one.
I went to the concert with them. Yes. All right. Who else do you have on your list?
Okay. So going a little bit back in time, Madonna.
Oh.
With her album Like a Virgin, 1984.
Okay.
Which had the hits Dress You Up, Material Girl, Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Do you remember that song?
Dress you up with my love.
All over your body.
Yeah.
All over your body. And then do you remember the song Love Don't Live Here Anymore? It was kind of like it was a very 80s power ballad.
Oh, yeah.
Love don't live here anymore.
Yeah.
But that song I completely had forgotten about.
Yeah, okay.
When I was looking at the track list, I was like, what is this song? And then when I heard it, I was like, how did I forget that song?
So what was her first album? Like a Virgin?
No,
Or was
that was her first album.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, that Like a Virgin is on her second album, which is called Like a Virgin. So that was her second album, but also a song. Her first album,
Madonna,
was called Madonna. Yeah. And it also had some amazing hits, Lucky Star, Borderline, Holiday, and then another version of Lucky Star. But those three songs that really put her on the map, I remember seeing her on Solid Gold. Crawling around that stage.
Yeah. Was it Solid Gold?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
With the Solid Gold dancers.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that show.
And she had all that lace and the crosses and everything. It was so blasphemous.
It was so blasphemous. But then she came out with this album, and people were like, how is she going to... because the first album was a big hit, and this one lived up to it and exceeded it and put her really on the map. That's when people started dressing up like her. So they talk about how, like, with her tour and stuff, like, people started to, and I wonder, like, before that, like, when Cher was big, did she have people dressing like her? Like, did she have her own style?
I
Because
think
in
she had her
my,
own style, but I don't think people were dressing like her because there was hardly anything there.
that's true. Remember that Bob Mackie dress she wore to the Oscars?
Yeah.
Really, very little left to the
Her
imagination.
outfits were very cut
Skimpy,
out and
skimpy.
skimpy. They weren't.
But I distinctly remember being in middle school when Madonna and Cyndi Lauper were the two
Oh,
huge
yeah,
female
yeah.
artists. And you were kind of either in one camp or the other. And they both had very distinct styles, and people used to dress like them.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really
Well,
cool.
Madonna was very sex forward.
Very sex forward. Lots of beads and chains, and lots of lace and the gloves.
But same with Cyndi Lauper. She was very layered.
She was, but she was more punk. She had like different colored hair and a punky kind of hairdo. And then her skirts were kind of like, they had weird hemlines. Like they were kind of layered skirts with jagged hemlines and stuff. They had different looks, but there was some similarity in just, I don't know. It's weird. They were different,
it was
but
very
similar.
80s.
Very 80s.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
lot of mesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting that you brought up Madonna. She wasn't even on my radar.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about her.
That became her first #1 album on the Billboard 200. And as well as the first female album to sell over 5 million copies in the US.
Oh, wow.
So it was a big deal.
You know, she's just come out with a new song, apparently.
Has she really?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
And rumor has it, it's a banger.
Is it? Oh, I can't wait to hear that. I haven't listened to her in a long time, and certainly not her more recent music.
Yeah. I think the concert you and I went to, I was like,
that was
okay,
the end of my love affair.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some similarities between her and Kelly Clarkson in terms of their second albums, because she also was really had to fight to get her vision across.
Yeah.
And she was very public about how her bosses were kind of trying to steer her direction. She called her bosses a, quote, hierarchy of old men, a chauvinistic environment to be working in because I'm treated like this sexy little girl. I mean, that became her entire image, but she really called those boys out.
All right.
She paved her own path.
She sure did.
Oh, Megs.
Look at her now.
Look at her now.
No, really, look at her now.
Seriously. Okay, let's go on. What's next on your list then?
All right. The other one I have, one of the other ones I have is Coldplay.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Rush of Blood to the Head.
Okay.
2002.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that album?
I don't remember albums from them. Like,
Okay.
tell me some songs that
So
came
The
off that.
Scientist.
Oh, yeah.
That was on there.
Great song.
So Rush of Blood to the Head was Coldplay's second studio album. And they had In My Place, The Scientist, Clocks, and God Put a Smile on My Face. Those were the four songs that
I don't recognize the many of those titles. I know The Scientist.
And I think you would know In My Place.
Okay, how does that
In
go?
my place, lines I can erase. I was lost. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I was lost. I'm
gonna have to put them on my playlist.
I don't know if those are the lyrics, but that's
Okay.
my memory of them. But The Scientist. So I have this very vivid memory of
Yeah.
that song because The Scientist goes. How does it go? Now I've got in my place in my head.
Tell me your secrets.
Chris, ask me your questions. Don't know how lovely you are. I find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. So I have this memory. Do you remember the gap that was on Queen and Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being in that store. I was walking home from work and I used to always go to the Gap. Because they always have these crazy sales, right? And I remember being in that store shopping and I was in the change room and this song was playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is this? What is this song? I was like, I love this song. I just could not get this melody out of my head. I didn't know who it was.
Like, were you familiar with Coldplay before that, or was it?
No,
Okay.
I wasn't. So I don't know how I did this because this was like early 2000s. This was around 2003. And I don't know what I did, but I was like, I knew the melody. I was like, na 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 na
Yeah.
na 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 na
Right.
And I was singing it. I must have sang it to someone and they were like, oh, that's the Scientist, Coldplay. Then I got I was like, okay. So then I got the album and I was like, oh my God, this band is amazing.
Yeah.
That's how I got onto Coldplay.
I mean, they are an amazing band, and I would love to see them live. Have you seen them live
I have
too?
seen them live.
Sakes, man, you've seen so many people.
Yes. It was one of so my sister and I, for a few years, I used to take her to concerts every year or I say for her birthday, but really it was like if there was an artist or a band. And so we saw Taylor Swift, Coldplay, Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift again. We've seen Troye Sivan. We've seen lots of
lots of people. They are an amazing band, and they've got so many anthems.
They are
like really
so amazing.
How amazing are they?
So amazing.
Oh, okay.
I tell you, their energy and his approach to performance,
right?
It really is like a show.
He's a solid frontman, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. And the whole band is amazing.
Huh.
Yeah, they are. They're I love this band. Yes. And so, yes, their sophomore album, absolutely amazing. And they had a lot of hits in their first album, but they were a band that definitely, their sophomore album was as strong as their first.
They were not anywhere in the research that I did, really. So I'm surprised about that. But I am not surprised that they're on your list because they're well-deserving of it. They're amazing. They're totally awesome. We mentioned Oasis. And, I just want to touch on them because that album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, it sold a record-breaking 345,000 copies in its first week in the UK before going on to spend 10 weeks at #1 on the UK albums chart.
Right.
And it was their breakthrough album in the US. And it had like all their 4 biggest hits.
Yeah.
Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, Champagne Supernova, and there was one other that I didn't write down.
Okay.
Which is making me mad. But did you know that the title was inspired by Noel Gallagher's friend Melissa Lim answering the phone with the phrase, "What's the Story, Morning Glory?" which in itself derived from a line in the song The Telephone Hour from the film Bye Bye Birdie. Because they used to talk like that back in like the 60s.
Yeah.
Like, what's the cat's meow and what's the story, Morning Glory, and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool that that's how they came up with the title of the album.
That was such an incredible album.
Some great karaoke songs.
Yes,
Those songs are amazing to sing to.
And I think, did they come out with anything after this? And then they took a long break?
They must have come out with something after that.
Okay. Because this album, this was the huge album, and from what I remember, at least, I guess that's a North American thing, because this was like #1 in the US charts. And I, again, have another vivid memory related to this album. I was living in St. Catharines, and I was living with Marcia. Shout out to Marcia, who I know is
Marcia.
Yeah. And also happy birthday, Marcia. Her birthday was the 24th. I sent her birthday wishes on the 21st, I think it was, or the 20th. No, the 20th. And she sent me back a message saying, "Oh, thanks for the early birthday wishes because my birthday's not for another 4 days," or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's hard to remember birthdays.
It's in my calendar.
Oh.
I'm such a dope.
You were just jumping the gun a bit.
Yes.
You got excited.
It came up as an alert in my calendar as a reminder that in 4 days it's her birthday. So I sent it to her. That's so stupid.
Well, so you were the first one. That's okay.
Yeah. So I tried to flub it off, but no, I didn't. So anyways, I have a very vivid memory. I was living with Marcia, and it was a winter day. And this album was on repeat in our house. We were roommates, and this was on repeat. This
You do that a lot, though.
Yeah.
You obsess about one thing.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. But it has become
it's a thing. Yeah.
It's a thing with you. Yes.
That other song you couldn't remember?
Yeah.
Don't Look Back in Anger.
Didn't I say that one? I said that one.
Did you say
Don't
that?
Look Back in Anger, Wonderwall, and Champagne Supernova.
All right. Oasis, yes, amazing band. And yes, their sophomore album was a massive hit. It's a shame they were so dysfunctional, though.
Yeah, but they're back on tour now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Now that they've had like 20 years to...
yeah, seriously.
Because when did that album come out?
That came out in 1995.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's 30 years ago?
I know. Those songs have been massive hits for 30 years.
Jesus wept. That's insane. Wonderwall is 30 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Talk about songs that are
Timeless.
timeless.
Timeless. All three of those songs, Don't Look Back in Anger.
Yeah.
Champagne Supernova too. Like
Champagne Supernova. Champagne Supernova in the sky. That was very Beatlesy.
Someday you will find. Yeah.
Eh?
Oh, it was kind of Beatlesy.
It had that Sgt. Pepper's kind of vibe to it. Yeah.
Later era vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mike, what else? Who else are you going to bring up?
Okay, so I have Bryan Adams.
Oh, my God.
Yes, amazing. Bryan Adams, huge fan. And he's talk about longevity in the music industry. Even though he is still touring, but I don't think he's putting a lot of new music out. No. He had that single. His very first single was a disco song.
Okay, right. We talked about that in the podcast before.
Yes, that was a single though. So
isn't that crazy that he did a disco song? I got to listen to that sometime.
Yeah, we have to figure out a way to get that track.
I mean, it has to be on YouTube or something somewhere.
Yeah. Now, his sophomore album was You Want It, You Got It, and that came out in 1981. His first album really was not, it didn't really take off.
Okay.
So I think it only was in like top 50 or something like that on the like Canadian charts or American charts or something. And his, or top 60, and then his second album was in the top 50. So his sophomore album, I wouldn't say was, a huge hit. Right. Although I have him on my list because of the longevity of his career and how he went from his sophomore album to Cuts Like a Knife was the next album, his third one. Okay. And then he was basically in the top 5, like number one for years, right? So not going to spend a lot of time on him, but I did want to bring up Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet's back.
Yes.
They are doing a residency in Vegas.
But
as are New Kids on the Block. Sorry, I just thought they're still around?
I know. Well, in our last episode, we were talking about like bands that have a second comer. Those were the bands I was thinking of because New Kids on the Block and Backstreet Boys, I think they toured together, didn't they?
I think they did.
Yeah. But, okay, so fact about Backstreet Boys. So Backstreet Boys, when they were launched in Europe. So
Backstreet Boys?
Yeah. So their album, Backstreet Boys, it did not get released in the U.S. Well, that's not true. Backstreet's Back was the first North American album to be released.
Okay.
Backstreet Boys was their first album.
And it wasn't released in the US.
Backstreet. Oh my God, I can't speak. Backstreet's Back was their sophomore album in terms of their studio albums, but it was the first to be released in North America.
That's bizarre.
It is.
They're an American band.
I know. But in that era when they were, creating all these boy bands, Europe was the place to go and launch those bands. So Millennium...
Yes.
That in North America really was the sophomore album.
Right.
Because Backstreet's Back was the first album to be released in North America. And Millennium was huge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the one where they did the video all in white in the airplane hangar?
Yes. I want it that way. Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Tell me why. I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. So when you think about karaoke songs, a lot of the bands we bring up or songs we bring up, they really do tie back to karaoke.
They really do. And did you know, I think it was this song, I Want It That Way, that for a couple of weeks on Toronto Transit, there was this guy who would just start singing that song. And then the whole subway car or the streetcar would start singing along. Yeah. And when I went out for Nuit Blanche this year, somebody was doing it on the street corner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just had a boombox and they were just singing, and then people were stopping and joining in.
It's like it's got a whole life of its own.
It really does.
Yeah.
That's got to feel amazing to have a song that just you could sing one bar of and everybody knows it.
I wonder, do they?
Maybe annoying?
I wonder, I've often thought about these entertainers and how for the masses, these become these kind of cultural phenomenons.
Yeah.
And for them, does it actually resonate with them the same way? Because they're people that are, on stage singing. They've sang that song so many times
Right.
that I wonder if it's just like another thing in the noise of all the normal things that they do in their profession. Whereas
maybe
the cultural impact, do they really understand like how certain songs or certain things have taken on their own life?
Oh, I don't think they could escape it. Because everywhere they go, even if they're just with their family, they probably have people saying back streets, back, all right, all the time, right? And how could you, I mean, I'm sure it could get intrusive, but like, how could you not be how could that not put a smile on your face, knowing that anywhere you go, probably in any country you go to?
Well, now with social media, they certainly, that can be shared.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so we should be getting close to the end. So
we are.
What's your?
We are. I just wanted to touch on, and we mentioned her at the beginning. We mentioned Amy Winehouse with her Back to Black album, which I think is one of like.
Oh,
it's got to be one of the best albums. Like,
it is such an amazing album. There are so many songs on that album.
Incredible amount of songs. Rehab, Back to Black, You Know I'm No Good, Love is a Losing Game. Oh God, that song. And it's so autobiographical about exactly what she was going through at that time. We talked about her last week, actually. And when we were talking about Tony Bennett in his Second Coming.
Yeah.
And how he had done a duet with her just months before she ended up leaving us way too soon. This was her second and final album.
Yeah. So are there any songs in particular from that album that...
I was obsessed with that album. And did you ever see her documentary, about her life? Like, and it was a lot about the making of that specific album. So I don't know, I loved all of the songs on that. Definitely Love is a Losing Game, I think it's just like so effective in what she was saying. And Rehab, like, do you know that song came up because she was talking to Mark Ronson, who is one of the producers on that album. She was talking about how her family, so many people in her family want her to go to rehab. And she was like, they want me to go back to rehab. And I was like, no. And he said, that's a catchy hook. You should turn that into a song. And
I didn't know that.
How that song came about.
It's funny because it's like, it seems like a really obvious story, but I didn't know that was actually a real
I just
thing.
felt like that's so sad. Yeah.
Okay. That's a real downer to finish this episode off. But all very talented artists, each one that we've mentioned.
Yeah.
And we're quite glad that they avoided the sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Right?
And maybe these are just some albums to put onto your playlist if you haven't heard some of these artists, because maybe you're not from the 1980s or 90s like we were. But
well, why don't we invite them to suggest some of their favorite bands or artists that had sophomore albums that they loved?
Yes, I think we already know what Don will say because it'll probably be Nirvana.
Yeah.
But
or who knows, he'll be like some other alternative or...
Yeah. All
right, how would they do that, Priya?
Well, we've already told you, but since Mike's going to make me tell you again, you can slide into our DMs on Instagram at The LIITL Podcast. That's LIITL. Or you can send us an email the good old-fashioned way, you millennials, at lifeisinthelyrics@gmail.com.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening to this episode. We will see you next Wednesday.
That's right.
They're trying to make me go to
rehab, and I said no.